game app helps BizWorld by apps are cool, learning is going digital, greater access to a lot more kids, terrific branding tool, and creates a buzz. The infographic that you see on the screen, there's 4 main steps. The first one is choose your app. You can either choose from sports, music, game, or travel. The second step is make business decisions, which includes attract venture capitalists, allocate money, lower price, new feature, and get social. The third step is learn decision impacts, which is like your dashboard on the map. And then the fourth step is either you win or lose. If you lose, you try again. If you win, you go public. The goal when you're playing the game is to create a virtual app, attract VC investment, and go public before time and or money runs out.
So that's an opportunity where we can incorporate BizWorld language from the products that are already in place to get familiarity. We're looking at being able to have an active glossary and educational tips every step along the way to make learning interactive. And it's as simple as press and get started to play.
When you play with the game, you start with $5,000 of cash on hand, 1,000 shares of stock, and the clock starts to count down.
So the app selection, the 4 different choices that were there, 4 different app types, it lends the opportunity to have contextual-based business decisions. So we could have separate threads of decisions based on the type of app and the type of target audience that you're pursuing. We're looking at recommending a 7-year accelerated target. So the calendar is winding down really, really fast to fit within a half hour to put that urgency, that sense of urgency into the gameplay. So you got to make your decisions quick. And so you make your selection, you know what the ground rules are, and you press play to begin.
When you make decisions to grow sales and increase user base.
So each decision that would be presented would be multiple choice. The players will have limited time to make each one of those decisions. So it's a game within the game, and they'll be defaulted to the least beneficial choice. So if they run out of time on it, that whatever choice they get is going to be the least optimal of it.
So decisiveness is key.
Yes, because.
And you learn how decisions affect your business.
So right then and there, after you make your decision, you'll see the dashboard visibility like Joey was describing, where you've got that chart up above, and down below will be a text-based explanation of the impact of that present decision, whereas the chart is showing the compound effects of the business decisions that have been made. So when you have a multiplier effect, right, of making the right promotional decision, which now has led to the ability to maybe change your pricing and see a volume change that's compounded.
You learn to understand and manage the value of your business.
So that's where we were able to integrate the concepts, some of the concepts as we learned from playing around with the original game. While we couldn't actually run the game, Joey was able to open the files. He was digging around through the HTML.
So kind of the old original game.
Yeah, and he literally, after about 2 slices of pizza, was able to figure out how the actual setup and configuration went. We went through step by step and learned how to integrate some of the core, principles of the first game into the flow of this one. And so cash helps players understand the inflows and outflows. Equity helps players learn how to involve other stakeholders, right? And the valuation helps players learn to maximize the overall value of the venture.
So are you playing by yourself, or are you playing in like a virtual group?
While the initial concept is established as an individual self-play, we have the ability to integrate the concepts of like Game Center, for example, where it can be interactive with multi-user. And just to be clear, he's on version 5 in his mind already, so he's already seen like social virtual world where you're making your investments, but you're socializing and you're going to school, and so there's lots of, I think, long-term extensibility to the concept.
So here, is this going to be an ongoing chart where you show the revenues, investments,
yep,
expenses, and it's just like this is you get it updated every time you make a new decision?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, and the equity will shift too. So as you're making business decisions in the other page.
I like that, me, VC.
So you would see the pie change as you made those business decisions, and you'd see the cash position change, and you'd see the valuation at the bottom change, price per share, company overall.
Now, you've got revenues, investments, expenses. Wouldn't it be better to have revenue, expenses, profit, and then investments? I'm not sure what that number is.
Conceptually, just in the storyboard, we thought we wanted to maybe consider having a way of showing the influx, the injection that came in from the VCs.
Injection of cash.
Yeah.
That's come in from the
Yeah.
What they raised.
But the,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly.
revenues, expenses, profits, and then investment should be like another item, sort of.
Sure.
This is a, the investments would be a balance sheet item, the revenues and expenses
Yeah.
would be an income statement item. So make sure we get those
Get
kinds
it
of
tight and
things.
get it
tight.
right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Correct.
that's where,
This is nice.
Yeah, can we go back to that the very first slide? I'd like to see that overall flow, which I think has got me really excited. Or are you not, I'm sorry. I didn't-
The infographic?
well, it's okay, we were just about there.
Oh,
So this is
okay.
good.
Yeah,
This
sorry.
is good, as long as we're fitting in your time schedule.
No, we're fine, we're
Okay.
fine. So we're-
Terrific.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the idea is we want to focus on recommending a concept that fits with the way the most successful apps operate. And the way they are, the ones that are most successful have two real common characteristics. They're very attractive to pick up and very addictive once you do, right? So that was our focus. We wanted to make sure they didn't require a big learning curve to get the game started. So by setting it up here where we give a little bit of background and using some of the common language, right? Within BizWorld, you know, existing successful products, we can set the business proposition. Here's your opportunity to create your own business, create your own app, right? And the click play to get started kind of leads right into your first business decision. What kind of app do you want to create? And we picked.
Hold on, Joe, were you looking to go back to the infographic?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what
Oh, okay. That was,
I think this one is really helpful for us because I think we're so deep in it. This is really good for everybody to kind of see the flow
yeah.
of how this is
No
going to
problem.
go through. And the idea again is there's obviously this is really preliminary, so keep that all in mind. We haven't worked out all the details and all the possible marketing opportunity changes and things. But just as the flow of the game goes, this is something that we really is the focus of this conversation. And this is so far what we've really thought is, and I should say they have really put together as a phenomenal opportunity.
Now, the lower price, shouldn't that be a just price? Because aren't you adjusting it up and down?
These are just suggestions.
Yeah, these are
There'd be
just-
several other kinds of business decisions,
Yeah.
and we thought we'd just sort of, you
Say
know,
generally what they are.
yeah.
How do you get good at the game in order to keep, to win, you know, more? I mean, what are the types of decisions? I mean, in most of these, you know, games, I mean, you figure it out, you get, I mean, you're going from one level to another,
Yeah.
and you know, that's kind of the challenge. What are you thinking here that will allow people to become better at it, more skilled, or the kind of the addictive nature of it?
Great question. Each business decision we figured would be multiple choice, and we would be able to configure those